Good evening. Thanks for joining us on the Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. I'm Stephanie Woodard. Leading our news tonight, a memorial service was held today for two Alaska State Troopers who were fatally shot in Tanana last week. Sergeant Scott Johnson and Trooper Gabe Rich were killed while attempting to arrest 58-year-old Arvin Kangas by his son Nathaniel Kangas. Today, thousands gathered inside the Carlson Center from across the nation to celebrate the lives of the two well-known troopers. Many people spoke about the lives of the two men and how they affected the lives of their own. The Fairbanks International Airport was the scene this afternoon of heavy emotion as the Golden Heart City welcomed back 19 veterans from their visit to Washington, D.C. Mike Schultz was there and he files this report.
American flags along with a Fairbanks community band and supporters of all ages were there in numbers to greet the veterans. All agreed it was a very special moment.
So we were just here supporting the honor flight home and just, kind of cheer them on. They didn't get a proper welcome home so many years ago, and so it's really exciting for them.
The veterans themselves were overwhelmed by the reception that they received.
It looked like there was 1,000 people there. Yeah, it was just an outpouring of affection, if you will. And let me tell you, it gets you right here.
But it was tear-jerking. At times, you just couldn't keep from breaking down. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
As the people reached out to shake the hands of their heroes, the most important message was received loud and clear. Welcome home. Mike Schultz reporting.
Thank you, Mike, for that touching report. A court order handed down yesterday means the Fairbanks North Star Borough will be receiving an award of nearly $838,000. The state Supreme Court upheld a lower court's order that municipalities be paid nearly $2.5 million in attorney's fees and costs of a lawsuit over the value of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. The Fairbanks North Star Borough had filed the suit saying the pipeline was substantially undervalued in 2006. While pipeline owners claimed it was worth less than $1 billion, the court said it was worth almost $10 billion. A person takes their life every 15 minutes, claiming more than 36,000 lives in the United States each year. This weekend, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, or AFSP, conducted a walk to bring awareness about depression and suicide. Alaska has the highest rate of suicide per capita in the country, with almost double the national average, according to data from statewide Suicide Prevention Council. Funds raised go toward research, educational programs, and assistance to survivors of suicide loss. A woman who lost her brother to suicide says that at the time it was hard to find help for people.
When my brother was sick, we didn't know where to take him. It was finding a needle in a haystack for us. And today, just having some of the resource booth, whether it's counseling centers, whether it's Careline, all these, the Arctic Resource Center for Suicide Prevention is here. And these are all great resources for us to have.
All right, we will have much more news, sports, and weather when the news continues right here on Channel 11. Welcome back to our Saturday broadcast. A Fairbanks man has been arrested and charged with first-degree murder after a fatal shooting at an apartment complex. 37-year-old Chet Zerlo was arrested after Alaska State Troopers received a 911 call reporting a man had been shot at the apartment complex off the old Steese Highway north of Fairbanks. The victim, identified in a release as 51-year-old Stephen Corcoran of Fairbanks, was reportedly shot during an argument. Court documents say Zerlo shot the man in the head and then waited for a witness to phone authorities. Troopers say the victim and Zerlo were acquaintances. An investigation is ongoing. We told you yesterday that a Golden Valley Electric Association has made a deal with Petrostar to purchase fuel to run its North Pole properties. We have more now in this report.
Flint Hills provided the fuel before, but won't anymore because Flint Hills is closing down its operations at the North Pole refinery.
They advised us that they would not bring into town the naphtha product that we normally used, so we were going to have to use alternate fuels if we bought from Flint Hills.
Those alternate fuels could include diesel, which would add a substantial amount to Golden Valley customers' bills.
So going to Petrostar, who refines products there, was able to make a product for us fairly close to the naphtha that we used from Flint Hills, so it makes for a good substitute.
The deal with Petrostar is expected to have a minimal impact on the costs of operations or fuel for the North Pole facilities.
The cost between the two products is virtually the same. The fuel that we got from Flint Hills had a little bit higher BTU value, which means it provided a little bit more energy.
The deal also means the pipeline that provides the crude oil to Petrostar will continue to operate.
Golden Valley owns that pipeline, and we were concerned about the loss of revenue once Flint Hills went down on that pipeline. This deal allows Petrostar to continue to use that pipeline and for us to be able to pay for it.
This is Monty Bowen reporting.
It's one of the few events where you can eat and then walk it off all at the same time. That was the order of the day Friday at the 12th Annual Visitors Industry Walk for Charity. 62 nonprofits registered with Explore Fairbanks and 500 people signed up to walk in the 4K Grays. Those who walked paid a registration fee listing their favorite charity. The money raised from those fees will be handed out to the nonprofits in June.
It's very important. A lot of the nonprofits, instead of doing their own fundraiser, they're able to have people sign up with us, and then we run the fundraiser for them and donate the money back. So it's very important to some of the smaller organizations that can't hold their own walk or event.
An important school job was recognized nationally this week. Wednesday was National School Nurse Day, and Tyson Paris-Hansen filed this report.
A lot of my funny stories.
This is Nurse Kathy Nichols, one of many school nurses being celebrated today for National School Nurse Day.
The dynamics of how we, as a group, keep the children in school, and that's our job, is to keep them in the classroom and work with them so that they can stay in school without having to go home.
Her job is more than just putting on Band-Aids. She's actually prepared to handle seizures, asthma attacks, and broken bones. And she helps some students with feeding tubes and catheters. While many would shy away from those jobs, for her, it's perfect.
I love what I do, and it's School Nurse Day every day, but I think the biggest part of today is that the children get to recognize me, and I'm their nurturer for 7 hours a day, and they get to nurture me today, and it's really, really important to them that they get to take care of me. Children are generally givers. They want to give.
And thank you to all the school nurses around the district. Tyson Paris-Hansen reporting.
Autism spectrum disorders, or ASDs, affect young people and adults of every background. Today, Interior residents gathered at Pioneer Park for the 2014 5K Runner Walk to bring more awareness to autism. The Autism Society of Alaska says that autism has become more widespread over the years.
The number that was released this year was 1 in 68, so 1 in 68 children will be diagnosed on the autism spectrum. We do this to create support and to raise awareness and help support families and individuals who experience autism in our area.
All right, well, Mike Lives is up next with sports. It's Robertson Cup Finals weekend, and Mike has your highlights and recap. Also, nice weather for high school spring sports, and the athletes are taking advantage. Sports is up after the break.
Welcome back, Alaska. Michael Ives here with your Saturday sports. Well, the Fairbanks Ice Dogs have been working out their cup hoisting muscles with the Robertson Cup Finals in town this weekend. Tonight is Game 2 with the Ice Dogs looking at one more win to cap a legendary hockey season. We head to the Big Dipper for action from those Robbie Cup Finals. Game 1 of the best of 3 series was last night, and the hometown fans packed the Big Dipper to see their Fairbanks Ice Dogs take on the visiting Austin Bruins. And this one would come down to extra time and veteran play from the Ice Dogs. and 0 power plays for the home team on the night, not getting the home ice calls. Jacob Hetz would get an early opportunity, finding himself open right in front of the net. Unfortunately, the puck finds the post and glances out. And the Bruins would later notch the first goal of the night. It's Drew Anderson who scores on the power play to make it 1-0 Austin with just over a minute left in the first. Then Hetz gets revenge and opens the floodgates for the Fairbanks offense. He makes it a 1-1 tie, and Hans Garowski quickly follows suit as he puts a Taylor Munson beauty dish into the twine. The Bruins quickly even it up as the big guy, Jay Dickman, knots it at 2. Lonnie Clary keeps the Fairbanks scoring momentum going with a tally near the end of the second, and it's 3-2 Dogs headed to the final period. Then just 2.5 into the third, it's the veteran Taylor Munson scoring as he dive taps a Victor Lilligren rebound past the Bruins keeper. But Dickman shows the Austin resolve by sending it to overtime with his second goal of the night. But assistant captain Taylor Munson was not going to let that home crowd leave disappointed. He sticks with a Wyatt Eggy shot attempt from the circle that finds his stick and finds some space past Nick Lair. It's a celebration! An Ice Dog win in Game 2 tonight would secure them their second Robertson Cup in the last 4 years. We'll have your updates on that game on the 11 p.m. newscast.
Yeah, I just tried to get position in front of the net. Wyatt Eggy put a nice shot on net. With a rebound, I just hit it home, but 5-hole. We got to be better through the neutral zone and get more pucks and buys in net. The goalie's not really seeing it real well right now, I don't think. So, we just got to play our game and keep working hard.
And now we head to the Patty Center at UAF, where the Alaska-Yukon Table Tennis Challenge was held this weekend. Local players and national table tennis athletes met up for the annual battle for bragging rights. Today featured both singles and doubles action on the tables. The last 2 days of bracket play filtered down to champions in several classes this afternoon. Carl Augustad battled his way to the 2014 overall singles championship award. The novice class went to Eric Partyaika. This year's event handed out over $1,300 in prize money to the table tennis winners. Now let's take a look at the prep sports weekend action from around the interior. We'll head to the South Davis Fields where the Eielson Ravens and the Hutchison Hawks were squaring off for some bird-on-bird softball squabble action. Playing in perfect weather, it would be the Hawks getting a big conference win this afternoon. While the Ravens kept it close for the first few innings, Hutchison was able to take control in the last few innings to get the big win. And the Lathrop Malamutes had a doubleheader last night against 2 schools from down south. They drop Game 1 to West Anchorage by a final score of 10-5, but strike back in Game 2. Lathrop whomps on the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears with a 14-4 win, where all 9 batters recorded hits. And it was the Duffield show for the Malamutes. Casey and Kimmy Duffield each smash a home run and combined to go 5 for 7 on the night at the plate with 7 runs batted in. Abby Walker chips in with 3 RBIs in the Lathrop win. Now to the small ball, where the Lathrop Malamutes and Terrell Ford took care of business against the Colony Knights here in Fairbanks last night. Ford would pitch 3 innings and allow 3 hits, but he negates those hits with the bat himself as he goes 3 for 3 at the plate on the night. Lathrop trailed 4-1 early in this game before a 7-run explosion gives them an 8-4 lead. Mike Fitzpatrick comes in to close for the Malamutes with the bases loaded and doesn't allow a run to solidify an 11-6 Lathrop win. Wyatt Berg added 3 runs batted in for the Malamutes. They take the field again next weekend for some Dog Bowl baseball facing the West Valley Wolfpack. Now from the diamond to the oval, as the final prep track meet of the regular season was held at West Valley this weekend. It was an all-important last tune-up for the interior track and field athletes. Both the guys and the ladies showed off their speed in the 100-meter dash, pushing and leaning for that finish line. Good run, ladies. And then the guys take to it. Holy cow, look at him fly. After several heats, it was the heavyweights' turn. We take a look at 6'4" football star Lance Wright from North Bowl. He's a Rice University football commit, and I'll tell you what, the big guy has wheels as he takes off in a class with Charles Suddeth and Lathrop runner Chris Seminario. And then we head to the sand pits where it was long jump time. They showcase some explosion here, and how about this Lathrop leap? Good for 18 feet and 11 inches. Outstanding. So with some nice form and technique, it appears that our interior track athletes are ready for the regional championships kicking off next weekend, Friday and Saturday at West Valley. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Remember to be back here on Monday for your weekend sports recap with Joe Cook. And as always, for more KTVF sports, log on to Twitter, YouTube, webcenter11.com, or download our mobile app. Keep on keeping on, Alaska. Stay with us. Mike Schultz and your full weather forecast is coming up next.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's time to take a look at the weather, and it was a great day across the interior day. Lots of activities happening, and you couldn't have asked for a better day. Lots of sunshine out there. 61 for the high today. The low last night, 36. Record high, 84 in 1995. What a hot day that was. 7 for the record low in 1964. Sunrise about 4:43 this morning. Sun sets not quite 11 o'clock this evening, giving us 18 hours and 14 minutes of daylight. Again, it's 7 minutes from yesterday. What's going on across the state? Well, as you can see here, we're looking at not a whole lot of clouds moving across the interior, that's for sure. A little bit out of the west coast, but things are looking pretty good. Elsewhere across the state, here's what it looks like. As you can see, we're looking at maybe cloudy skies over southeast Alaska. Lots of sunshine across the Gulf of Alaska from Anchorage right on down to Kodiak along the Aleutian chain. Partly cloudy skies around the Nome area. Not too bad in Nome, I should say Barrow, 34 degrees, partly cloudy, and for Yukon, cloudy at 57. The lower 48 weather tonight, well, heading over there, looking at things pretty good on the west coast. Some showers and thunderstorms rumbling across the eastern half of the country. Nothing severe to report right now. That's good news. Sunshine over the northeast. And the overall outlook for the satellite and radars, you can see a little bit of activity moving across the northern Rockies. Also looking at some activity up and down the eastern seaboard, but all in all, not too bad. The overall outlook for Mother's Day, rain across the central plains, spotty thunderstorms over the deep south, but dry and windy out to the west. So things looking pretty good there. And as far as our northern sections for Alaska tomorrow, fog and flurries for Barrow. Rain is likely for Nome, partly cloudy for Fort Yukon. And as far as the interior, again, a beautiful day. Lots of sunshine for the entire region, and temperatures warming up, maybe even warmer than the 63 tomorrow. And as far as what's going on over the southeastern sections, sunny skies for Juneau, partly cloudy skies at Ketchikan. Out to the southwest, we're looking at a mixed bag of weather. Once again, isolated showers for Cold Bay, mostly sunny skies at Kodiak, and partly cloudy skies at Bethel. And over the south central regions around the Anchorage Bulls, sunny skies for Anchorage, mostly sunny skies for Valdez and Homer. Our forecast for tonight, again, we're looking at a pretty nice evening, 36 degrees, scattered high clouds, remaining quite cool. And tomorrow's forecast, another beautiful day in store, up to close to 70 degrees, more sunshine than clouds. And the extended forecast, well, we'll tell you right now, the extended forecast is looking pretty good. We're not going to get that to you right now. We will tell you that we are looking at temperatures right around the low 70s each day the next week, and overnight lows right around 40 degrees. So all in all, pretty good. Looking at the sunset on the Tanana River.
Well, thank you, Mike. But now we have a special somebody to introduce to everybody, our new Saturday anchor, Katie.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to have her here. She's going to be delivered. It's been a great run for us all, but we're very excited to
I'm
hand
really
it over to
excited
you.
to be a part of the team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Join you guys every weekend.
You've already gotten some baptism under fire, too. You already had a couple stories the day you were out there covering the cleanup day, and we'll have that story on Monday. So Katie did a good job in that, and there was a lot of activity going there.
That turned out
Stephanie
really
and I
great.
Can validate that. It was a great turnout, lots of prizes, and everybody had a lot of fun, I think. Really good time.
So welcome aboard, Katie. We're really excited to have you.
Thank you.
But before we go, also, I think that we can all say that we were honored and glad to be able to broadcast
Yes,
the
very much
Trooper
so.
Memorial, and
Yeah.
that was a very touching ceremony.
Powerful was the best way to describe that.
All right, well, Katie will be seeing you next Saturday, and make sure to tune in on Monday for J.R. Lewis. And I guess that's it from all of us here. Have a good weekend.
Good job cleaning up, too, Fairbanks.
Well done.